My name is John Kaveke. I'm a fashion designer and I design under the brand Kaveke. Yeah, and it's basically contemporary fashion, which highlights mostly bold colors and use of traditional material. I want the brand also to be known for the brand that helped other brands to grow, other talents to grow, other people to realize their potential. I think what I see purely is a time bomb. We are actually sitting on a time bomb. We've always had all the resources. We've always had the rich material. We already have the talent. So it's just a question of people just moving out from their kind of like confinements and realize, you know what, hey, we could do stuff with what we have. We don't have to look for any other avenues. We don't have to look for other raw materials. We have it here. Why don't we develop what we already have? Because it's a rich continent. We're already there. We're already there. It's just a question of continuing doing what we're doing now, is to actually link to network, just like the way Hub of Africa is doing. This is the modern age. We all need each other. So if we all embrace each other and work together, I see the fashion industry, and in general in Africa, growing to where the West will actually be, it will be a reverse mode.
That we have not, and will never, let the negativity of the world beset us. Because we belong to the light.
ሰዋሰው ኃይሉ እባላለሁ። ሙያዬ በባህል አልባሳት ስር ሆኖ ፋሽን ዲዛይነር ነው። ፋሽን ዓለም ውስጥ የገባሁት ከልጅነቴ ጀምሮ ባለኝ ፍቅር ነው። ሙያውን በጣም እወደዋለሁ። ለዲዛይኖቼ መነሻ የሚሆኑኝ ብዙ ነገር ናቸው። ናቹራል ተፈጥሮም የሰው ሰራሽም ነገሮች ብቻ ውበት አላቸው የምላቸው ነገሮች ሁሉ ለኔ መነሻ ናቸው። ብዙ ጊዜ ስራዎቼ እኔን በሚሰማኝ መልክ ሊለበስ ይችላል በማስበው ውበት አለው ብዬ በማስበው ነገር ነው የምሰራው። የአፍሪካን ፋሽን አሁን እያደገ ነው ያለው። በእኛ ሀገር ሳይሆን ማየት ያለብን አሉ ሌሎች አፍሪካ ሀገሮች በጣም ሙያው እያደገ የሄደባቸው ሀገሮች አሉ እና ሁላችንም ደግሞ በጋራ ከሰራ ነው አንድ መድረክ ፈጥረን ሁላችንም የያገራዎቻችንን ስራ ብናሳይ ይበልጥ ደግሞ ጎልቶ ይወጣል። አላማዬ ወደፊት የባህል አልባሳቶቻችን በውጭው ዓለም በደንብ እንዲታወቁ አንዱ ትልቁ ህልሜ እሱ ነው። ኢንዱስትሪው ከዚህ የበለጠ አድጎ ትልቅ ለውጥ ይመጣል ብዬ አስባለሁ። በተለይ እንግዲህ አሁን የተጀመረ አዲስ ፕሮግራም ነው። ይሄ ነገር መጀመር ብቻ ሳይሆን መቀጠል አለበት።
My name is Haile Gabriel and I am from Haile Garment.
My name is Mauro. I'm from Italy and I'm here on behalf of myself and Davide, who didn't manage to be here for the fashion show. He's actually the designer, and so he's my business partner, co-founder of the brand that we work with, which is called Banuk.
I lived in Italy, Milano, which is very known fashion city, for about 23 years. Not as a fashion industry working, but I'm as a golf pro. So it comes from this. And since I've been in Milano for 23 years, I've got the opportunity to work in the garment industry here. So it was easier to come to this.
We were both interested in doing something in Africa and do something sustainable. So that's why we put ourselves together and started this project.
My target market is majority, quality-based products to Europe or else in the world, but at the same time, exchanging from this experience for the Ethiopian market. Well, about African fashion, I know very little because it's not that much advertised either locally about in Ethiopia or even in Africa as a whole. But what I see is it's very potential importance, more for me in the neighboring African countries than to go to Europe or to the world.
Africa is made up of a lot of countries, very different countries, and what I've seen in Western Africa, it's very different from what I see here in Ethiopia, for example, or in other parts of Africa, in Kenya, for example. So I think it's a very diverse source of inspiration, and it's also a very diverse market, because what I've seen in, I don't know, Burkina Faso, what they wear there, it's very different from what people wear here. I hope that there will be more and more events like this one, so that people will try to get together, cooperate with each other, and get the message out of Africa.
It's a big situation to see the buyers coming to Africa. So in the very near future, it means it will become bigger and bigger. If we become bigger in Ethiopia, we will never remain in Ethiopia. We will expand to the right and to the left, so starting from Africa especially.
Hide what you have to hide, and tell what you have to tell. You'll see your problems multiply if you continually decide to faithfully pursue the policy of truth. Never again is what you swore the time before. Never again is what you swore the time before.
My name is Osman Mohammed, and my design label is Ras Africa Designs. I just didn't get into the fashion. Since I was a kid, I used to draw, and after graduation from Fine Art and Design School, I started the fashion business. Just got inspired by colors, nature, and lots of art things. That's the main point of the video, yeah. My choices are Ethiopian traditional fabrics, and I mix them sometimes with leathers, with cottons, and with other fabric materials. And I prefer the Ethiopian traditional ones. African fashion it's a great fashion actually. It's a lot of creativity arts, and I like it and I loved it. So it's great actually. After 2 years maybe it will be great. Maybe it will be more satisfied about the product thing, to communicate with a lot of artists and designers, and that's why I can say it will be great after 2 years. My thoughts are to be all over the world, or the markets are. I want them to be needed everywhere to get sale, just like the others.
Okay, my name is Robbie Moro. My label is called Mapozi. I'm from Tanzania. When I grew up, I told myself, you know what, I have to go into fashion. And then time came, I went into it. I use African materials from Tanzania. We have a material called kanga, which is like a piece of cloth with patterns, very bright, very flowery. And when I look at the material, that's when I think and see, okay, I can do this and that with this material. And for girls, when I look at a woman and see how beautiful they are, then I get inspired to make something which will look nice on their body. I wanted to be one day in the New York Fashion Week, in the London Fashion Week, Tokyo. I would like more Africans to be recognized in the industry, because at the moment, not so many are recognized. It's very few, yeah. I see my label growing, you know, everywhere. My dream is to have some sort of a boutique in different. I already have one in Tanzania, so my dream is to have in other countries, say to start in East Africa, say Kenya, Uganda, Ethiopia, and then South Africa. You know, my dream is to be in different places all over Africa.
Jump, yeah, give a helping hand. People are depending on you.
My name is Kahindo Matene, and my label is called Modanique. It's actually an anagram of my names. I like my pieces to be really feminine, so I use a lot of ruffles and a lot of details, but at the same time, I want it to be a little bit sexy as well and very modern. So I try and infuse all those three things when designing a garment. My designs are very ethnic and ethical as well, because they will be produced here in Africa. They will create sustainable jobs, and the workers will be paid fair wages. So that was very important to me, to make it an African-produced line. So wherever, you know, it's sold, people can always look at the garment and see made in Kenya or made in Ethiopia, which would be very, very, you know, I'll feel very proud that I'll be giving back to my, you know, to my home, because Africa is my home, regardless of what specific country I'm from. 2 years from now, I see myself having stores across Africa, carrying my line, and also maybe other clothing lines. You know, because in the US and in Europe, there are boutiques like Macy's and department stores like Macy's and Nordstrom's. So it has always been my goal to create that for Africa. So having stores, you know, in Nairobi, Addis, Johannesburg, you know, Lagos, all across Africa, then people can go and actually buy the items. You know, we don't really have that yet, so I want to be the, I guess, pioneer to start that off.
My name is Addis, and my designing line is Yefikar Design. I used to design when I was in high school, and I was designing for myself, and my friends see it, and it goes on like that. Mostly, I get my inspiration from the cultural materials. Ethiopian culture is so vibrant and it's so colorful, and it has so many designs, and I've always dreamed of having all these designs in the modern life. You can wear it every day, so my inspiration comes from the cultural, trying to keep it in an everyday life. For Africa, I want them to see how much we have so much in common, how much our culture is so beautiful and so colorful, and how it can be fit for the everyday life again. We need to learn from each other also. We need to make the contacts. We need to know all the African designers. And designers have to come together. They have to work. We have to create a platform where we can educate ourselves, we can learn from each other, and we eventually influence the international market. I'd like to see myself in 2 years, maybe more. Everybody wearing my labels, you know. Everybody's wearing cultural and modern designs. I'm sure if we work hard, it would happen. But I want to see people wearing my labels everywhere.
My name is Hirut Kuksa. The name of my line is Mela. Mela means, direct translation of Amharic is Zade or Maftihi. And Zade or Mafti or Mela means finding a solution. I get my inspiration from the places I visit, I travel, from people from different culture when I travel, as well as when I drive, I see something and I think about it, and I get my inspiration from everyday, day-to-day life anyway. For this design, my inspiration came from nature. More or less, my fashion is, it has international edge and anchored with Habesha culture. I think Africa will stand out the next few years. So people as a designer or anybody who's into creativity will come for inspiration to Africa. So I think Africa will rock. Well, in 2 years, as I said, 2 years is very short to plan. But to start with, in 2 years' time, I would love to be, and I think I will be, a trendsetter for Addis and Ethiopia. And also, I will be a house name. I'm aiming to be a house name in Addis Abeba and the surrounding, even in East Africa, if I push it.
We started, so our clothing line is 2 years old and we're located in New York. We went to university in the US and we moved to the US when there was a civil war in Somalia. And along the way we realized we had a strong passion for fashion.
And so we cultivated that love for fashion. Right after university, we moved to New York, packed our bags, and we just dove into the fashion industry. We got internships to fashion houses, well-known fashion houses, really learned the craft. And then when we were ready, we said, okay, it's time for us to go our own way and create the label Matano. And that's Matano was born.
What we want to do is come to the land of Africans and not become a minority. And there's a lot of diversity in Africa, and so why not also grow our business here?
We see ourselves, our boutiques in Addis Abeba, you know, and in different countries like Kenya and South Africa. We really want to be able to sell here.
And we want to also be able to manufacture in Africa and introduce ourselves to this industry and find manufacturers and use fabric and textile, and not only market our brands here, but but bring sustainability and create jobs. That would be a dream for us. As you know, we're from East Africa, we're from Somalia, and Somalia is having such a tumultuous, 25 years almost now. So for us, it's about at least being in East Africa.
Deixa que meu samba sabe tudo sem você. Não acredito que meu samba só dependa de você. A dor é minha, me doeu. A culpa é sua, o samba é meu. Então não vamos mais brigar. Saudade fez um samba em seu lugar. Deixa que meu samba sabe tudo sem você. Não acredito que meu samba só dependa de você. A dor é minha, me doeu, a culpa é sua.
My name is Malik Tafark. I'm a fashion designer. My brand name is Mafi. I've been interested in fashion since I was a little kid. The Ethiopian traditional fabrics and embroideries inspires me a lot, and my collections offer something for everyone, from stylish glamour to cutting-edge style. African fashion is improving time to time due to the unreserved effort of the designers and the stakeholders. 2 years from now, I would love to see my label and other African designers label into the African market and into the international market. And I would love to see more fashion shows, more exhibitions, more opportunities for the young and upcoming designers in Africa.
Talk like me, groove like me, sing like me, walk like me. Groove like me, sing like me, walk like me, talk like me. Groove like me, sing like me, walk like me. Groove like me, sing like me, walk like me, talk like me. Groove like me, sing like me, walk.
I am Henny Esterhazen from South Africa. The name of the label is Henny, and this is Esteem, my assistant. I got into fashion after winning a bursary in 2002 to go and study at the London International School of Fashion. It was always a passion of mine. I thought I'd do something in arts, and then I won the bursary, so then fashion happened, and subsequently I fell in love with it, and I really enjoy it, and I'm rather good at it as well, so that helps. The collection that I'm showing here at the Hub of Africa Fashion Week is actually the collection that I showed at Africa Fashion Week back home in South Africa. The collection was what actually started with a piece of fabric that I found. It's called Kente cloth, which is from Ghana. And it's just really amazing fabric, and it's got such a rich sort of story behind it, and I just sort of like got further inspired by that through colors and shapes and all of that stuff. So it's quite an African collection, but not overtly so. It's more sort of African in the sense of the idea, with European silhouettes, which is what the Henny label is known for. The world is looking to Africa for a lot of things. I think we've always inspired people as a continent because of our crafts, our beautiful fabrics, just being Africans always inspired the rest of the world. So I think their eyes are on us at the moment. What's working for us at the moment as designers in terms of being fashion designers is that we are sort of inspiring other designers, international designers, and also our industry is growing. It's quite small still in the various different countries. What is nice about the Hub of Africa Fashion Week is actually bringing all African designers from all over the continent together, which I think is what we need to do. You know, if we all start pulling together, we can start selling our amazing designs and our amazing, you know, just creativity, really.